Hi guys, I have a unhaul for you and I thought I would share with you what I'm going to unhaul. Mom, if you're watching this, don't worry, this bag is staying with me. Y'all, isn't that bag just adorable? Just the right escape. A book is always the best escape. Okay, so in here are some books that I'm just kind of weeding out and ready to part with. And so some of them are duplicates as we're kind of going through the books and packing them away. I'm kind of finding duplicates. So yeah, let's get going here. The other reason I really want to do this, and I want to encourage all of you out there that if you know of little libraries in your town, please just kind of weed through your shelves and see if you can find anything to put in those little libraries. I don't know about you, but the ones in our town are kind of bare, especially when it comes to children's books. They're full of romance, cheap romance stuff, and I'm trying to fill them up, especially as summer is coming here and kids are out of school, just kind of putting some fun books in there. So let's get started. One of the first ones I'm going to unhaul is When Dimple Met Rishi. I have not done a review on this one, but I recently just read it and I gave it 2 stars. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just a college book, a little bit about the Indian culture. And like I said, there was nothing wrong with it. It was cute, but I probably won't ever read it again. And you can get a full review over on Goodreads, and I will leave that link down below. I have 2 copies of My Father's World by Michael Phillips and Judith Pella. One of my favorite stories or series is the Corey Bell Hollister series. And it's just a journal of this little girl throughout her years. I think there's 8 books in all. And I have 2 copies of that. This is The Land of the Big Red Apple. These are the Rose years for the little house. And Rose it's not one of my favorite characters, so we're going to pass that along. And then we have 2 copies of The Long Winter. I have 2 copies of A Quiet Strength by Janet Oak. That is a beautiful story. If anybody ever gets the opportunity to pick that up, maybe check it out at your library, go ahead. I picked this up because it looked really interesting. It's called 2 Dogs and an Emperor and Me. This is growing up in San Francisco in the 1860s. 10-year-old Ben Sterling, this is actually why I picked it up. I have a Benjamin. Spends much of his time working in his father's bakery. However, his life would take a fascinating turn when he encountered the stray dogs Bummer and Lazarus, and a strange, fascinating man who calls himself Emperor Norton. Based on actual events, this is a compelling story for all ages. It looked interesting, but we have so many books that we're trying to get through right now, and that one's pretty low on the shelf, so it's gonna go. Another one is The Elephant in the Garden. I did do a review on this. Again, sweet story, not one of my favorites. I think I would still pick up War Horse, and so that's just what I'm gonna do. Hands Free Mama by Rachel Macy Stafford. This is a phenomenal book. However, I can get the audiobook through my Hoopla app. And I'm finding that, especially for some of the nonfictions like this, I really do enjoy Hoopla for that. We picked this up. Who in the World is Carmen Sandiego? The kids have loved it. They've all read it so many times. But in this case, you know, there's only so many times you can read that before you're just going to move on, because it's just basic and it's, you know, a pretty good read. So someone else needs to enjoy that, especially as we are getting down to crunch of what we are going to take. And with that, we also have Chasing Space. This is the young readers edition of Leland Melvin, who got to go up in space, and I actually think we got that from a little library and really enjoyed it. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I have 2 copies of Mummies in the Morning, so we're just going to put that in a little library. And then these ones are just some readers that we're done with, weren't our favorites, and like I said, as we tried to, these are really cute ones, so if you're looking for stuff, maybe check like your library or something, because, woo, sorry. These were definitely really fun, but like I said, we just kind of need to be selective right now. And then this one is The Puddle by David McPhail, who is one of my favorite authors and illustrators. He just has some whimsical and gorgeous paintings. This one is about a little boy that is going to go play outside in the rain but his mom says for him to stay dry and not jump in the puddles. And so it's kind of like this imagination of him playing in the puddle without ever getting wet. So there's a little elephant that comes along and drinks all the, the puddle up, and everybody's like, no, no, get some back. And so he gets everybody wet as he's, spits all the water back into the puddle, and you get a frog that comes. I mean, it's really sweet. But again, I think it's a mom loving it as a whimsical or as a nostalgic rather than the kids really enjoying it for the story's sake. So these are the books that I'm just going to kind of deposit all over town in the little libraries. I thought you might enjoy this Unhaul. Like I said, as I think for most of these, there wasn't any that that were bad or wrong, or that weren't, I was fed up with that and wanted to get rid of it. They were definitely fun, and ones that, again, we just really want to fill up those little libraries with the kids during the summer. And as we're trying to weed down, pare down, and enjoy the books we have, these are ones, again, I think there was only 2 in here that we haven't read, so that's pretty good. Was it 2? Might have only just been that one. Actually, I think it was just that one. I think it was that Napoleon one. That's fine. I think I picked it up for less than 10 cents, so I'm not too worried about it. And if we had gotten to read it, that would have been fun, but we didn't. And so thank you so much for watching. And if you are new, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I try to share more homeschooling. We're kind of in a season of sheer exhaustion, so I haven't really been motivated to do that. We're doing a lot of reading, so we like to share things like that. And I just like to share all things motherhood and, well, side-by-side living. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.